It's common knowledge that Spidey's had the most TV incarnations of any Marvel character, including my favourite cartoon of all time, Spider-Man the Animated Series. With so many shows, some of them were bound to be forgotten, so I've tracked down 3 you may not know about. Before we start, I want to play a game with this. If you didn't know about one of these shows, then give us a like, and if you knew about all of them, then well, you're really good at this, so leave a comment about which one's your favourite. Spider-Man Unlimited. It starts with John Jameson travelling to a counter-Earth on the opposite side of the sun. Something goes wrong in his flight thanks to Venom and Carnage, but Spidey gets the blame, so he steals another shuttle to fly to counter-Earth and clear his name. Yeah, his plan for establishing his innocence involves the theft of a $1 million space vehicle. Not the greatest start. On arriving at Counter-Earth, he discovers it's run by the High Evolutionary and his lackeys, the Knights of Wundagore, who are quite possibly the most annoying people in a Spider-Man show, or maybe any cartoon ever.
Know you, spider creature, that we are the Knights of Wundagore, plenipotentiaries most puissant of the High Evolutionary himself.
Ultimately, it's a bit of a mess, and clearly the product of focus group pandering. Just look at this title sequence. It's painfully obvious that it's speaking down to little kids in a desperate bid to look cool. This series gets it wrong in so many ways. It changes the art style, managing to somehow look less detailed than previous series. It moves Spidey to an alien world which isn't very interesting and is full of obnoxious characters. And it gives him a new suit with add-ons that essentially amount to a new power set. Why not just give us more animated series? I need to know what was happening with Madam Web. The Amazing Spider-Man. The second live-action TV Spidey, after of course the Electric Company Spider-Man, followed Peter Parker working at the Daily Bugle and fighting crime in New York, which is obviously actually Los Angeles. If you have any idea how hard it was to get live-action Spider-Man right 20-odd years later with Sam Raimi, you'll have some understanding of how bad this is. The action is very stilted, and that's me speaking as an Incredible Hulk fan. Spider-Man's webs are clearly ropes, he appears to have martial arts powers, and then there's the costume. He looks like one of those poorly made bootleg action figures, like, "Hi kids, I'm Tarantula Boy." Too dumb to live very long, the show stopped in 1979 and has been promptly forgotten. Japanese Spider-Man and Leopardon. Toei produced their Spider-Man show at the same time as The Amazing Spider-Man, and it is infinitely more awesome. I mean, it's almost nothing like the Spider-Man you know and love. Instead of Peter Parker, New York, and radioactive spiders, you get a young motorcycle racer, Takuya Yamashiro, who gets infected with the blood of a warrior from Planet Spider and develops superpowers. But it is definitely more awesome than most other Spider-Man shows you've seen. Spider-Man has a bike and a race car, and he can just flip people over, which he does constantly. But I've saved the best till last. He has a shape-shifting robot called Leopardon. This is probably the most significant of the 3 Spider shows that I've listed, because the success of it led to the Super Sentai genre and therefore Power Rangers. This show's also recently come back into the Marvel fold. They streamed episodes of it on their website, and its version of Spider-Man shows up in Spider-Verse, but don't expect Leopardon to show up in Civil War. That's it from me. Don't forget to enjoy the rest of Spidertember, and like the video if you learned something new today.